Hey, what's up interwebs? I'm that toy guy, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Transformers Prime Platinum Edition Leader Class Weaponizer Ultra Magnus. So, here he is, and I do have the original box, but now the top shelf where all the boxes are kept has a car under it. So, there's like zero chance of me actually getting the boxes down now, so I'll just put a picture of it somewhere in the corner up here. But it's very gold and shiny and foily, and it's got his face and he looks angry on the front. But here's the actual thing itself. And this thing gets a lot of flack from people. Like, people don't like this and the Optimus Prime mold. Now, the Optimus Prime mold I can kind of understand because it, in robot mode, just has a massive backpack. But this thing's fine. I mean, first of all, it rolls very well. And, yes, there's a massive gap here, and that's also another problem with Prime. But this guy has a way to cover it up. Now, he comes with two accessories. Show that off pretty quickly. One is a gun, which I think I lost a long time ago. Bought this guy about 2 years ago, and yeah, it's a little white Optimus Prime gun. Again, I'll put a picture of it somewhere, but I don't have it anymore, and I don't need it because it's useless. It's probably in the box, actually. Yeah, I think it's in the box. But here's the Forge of Solus Prime, and this looks a lot better than that dinky Voyager one we got. But look at this. I love how the paint just melds in there. It just looks really nice, and this gold plastic is very sturdy. Like this gold, like, it will not break. Neither will this too. But you got the nice blue paint in here. You got the storage clip, which has a problem. I'll get to that later on in robot mode. You got the nice blue here and the gold handle with the extra blue handle. Again, I wish this was gold, but that would have been way too expensive, and making the joint gold would have been very problematic. Something just moved on my other desk. Anyway, but you got nice sculpted detail all throughout this thing. It just looks really nice. I'm really glad we got one of these. It does have a plus here, and that's to plug it into Ultra Magnus. And no, Lego pieces do not fit in there. I was asked that by one of my friends. Do Lego pieces fit in that little plus? Like, no. But for storage, what you want to do is you want to take Magnus here, and you notice there's this little plus hole here. You take this with the plus facing that way, put it in there, then take that plus and plug it into the plus peg that's sticking out, and then come under here and just fold that down. Now he's a tanker truck. That is what he is. He is a tanker truck. So this acts as a tank, and it hides the hands a lot better. Now, looking at it straight on, you can notice the giant ears, and everyone hates that. But there actually are military trucks out there with these giant ears. I forget what they're called, but I know they exist. So, yeah, but the sculpt work on this thing is amazing. Like, you got the grill here with the Autobot symbol at the front. I love that blue. I love that Autobot symbol. It's really nice. This whole entire thing is white painted over gray plastic. You got some nice red going on here with the more rivets and the vents. The giant ears with some silver for the tanks that they have. These are like extra fuel canisters or something. I forget what they are. You got ports there. You got some more paint here, which surprisingly is not sloppy. Got some more ports there. On the back you got the grill and the feet on this side, same details. You have the extra windows here, so you can like mount tiny people, I guess. I don't know. Inside the actual cab of the truck, there is space to actually sit a person, which is nice. They don't mold it in there, but there's enough of a gap that you could probably fit a person in there. And underneath you just see the entire robot lying down, but oh well. Now, gimmick-wise, he has a really cool gimmick, which is what the weaponizer or powerizer or whatever country you live in, whatever they call it. You just want to take the grill and fold it down, leave that up. Fold it down, and this little red button up top. You push it and he will sprout twin Gatling guns of fury that look like he just sneezed. Yes, they do leave this massive gap here, but oh well, who cares? These things are awesome. They're really cool. And to reload them back up, you see this little blue lever underneath, you pull it all the way and just close the grill. Just make sure that these pegs here go behind the grill. Sorry for the random jump cut, but my camera just cut out for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, overall this thing is nice. Now, in transformation it does cheat, but oh well. But first, before we get on to that, just a quick comparison. Here he is with a Movie Deluxe. So you can see he's quite a bit bigger than a Movie Deluxe. And Skydive's not in his vehicle mode, I apologize, but there. And I mean, if like, let's say Wheeljack were about this size, maybe to the top of the nose cone, I'd say that's to scale. So, yeah, obviously an airplane, not into scale with the truck, but yeah. And here it is next to your modern day Legends. Now that's tiny. So, guess there's nothing left to do but to get on to transformation. Wobbly. There you go. So the first thing you want to do is you want to remove the hammer. So just come under here and flip this out. Pull that out. Just move this back here. Just put that off the side for now. Then you want to come to these windshields here and push them out. Take this entire back section and twist it and pull it off like this. Like that. That'll unpeg it from the arms. Then what you want to do is you want to fold out the feet and split the legs just so that they're easier to get out of the way. Then you want to raise the camera because he's going to get tall without the camera falling over on you. Stay. There we go. Now you want to take what do you want to do? You want to take these ear pieces and just bring them out like that. Then unpeg them. They just peg in right here. And then you want to take them and rotate them around and over, and that peg right there will peg into that slot. Like that. So let's do the same thing on this side. There we go. Bend the arms down. Then you want to take the front grille, grab it from here, take the entire thing, and it's on a triple hinge. So you just want to make sure that the entire thing is, without activating the gimmick, is flattened all the way to his back. Then you want to take his head, fold it up, take these sections. You want to take this side, push it in first, then go with this side, because then the Autobot symbol will get in the way. Then take the shoulder pads, unclip them from the bottoms there, and there. They're also on a triple hinge, so you just want to smoosh them down until they cover these little, first before we look at them, they're very nicely detailed inside the shoulder pads. They got pistons in there, which I think is awesome. Yeah, once you got that done, you take him out of his seating position, and there you have Ultra Magnus in his robot mode. And this thing is amazing. And I keep showing the wall behind my background. This thing is awesome. This is probably the most accurate Ultra Magnus figure from Prime that we've gotten. This thing is just absolutely amazing. Just a full 360 of the top of it quickly. This thing is just awesome. Yes, he does have a little bit of a backpack, a little bit of a butt flap, and a little bit of hollow legs, but get over it. I mean, this isn't designed for, well, this version is designed for collectors, but it's based off a mold that was purely designed for kids. Like, the transformation was simplified for kids, so complaining about it isn't going to get you anywhere. But yeah, first of all, getting close in here on the head sculpt. Zoom. He's got a very white face. It's very nice though. You got his big, huge chin. There you go, now you can see it. He's got his big, huge chin. You got the mouth, the nose, and the eyes are nicely painted in. I love this crest here. It's very nicely painted in. And overall, just the sculpt work on this thing is amazing. I mean, that's where it cheats. That's where it cheats right there, as it puts the front of the truck on his torso. You got some nice blue paint here on the hips. Coming down the legs, got some nice red over there, the white feet. Wheels aren't painted in, forgot to mention that, but I can do that pretty easily. I probably will. You got some nice blue here. I love this blue. It's got a nice metallic finish to it, which looks awesome. Then you have these shoulder pauldrons with the nice red on the vents there, with that little hint of metallic light blue. Yeah, I love the Autobot symbol again. Mine's a little crooked, but that's okay. But yeah, overall this figure looks great. Now on the back, you have truck on the back. And then some more hollow legs. I mean, at least they tried to sculpt it. Well, not try, they did sculpt it, which is nice. I like that. So just getting him back around here. Zooming out. Background. But yeah, this thing is cool. It's awesome. I like it a lot. He does have a problem though, and that's with the ratchets and the hips and the knees. They're very loose. They're like Metroplex loose, where you just pick up the figure, and yeah, even the hips are they're very loose, which I don't quite like. But then again, they're just screws, so I can tighten those if I need to. Are the back ones screws? Yeah, they're screws. So if you ever get loose ratchets and they're just like screwed on there, you can just tighten the screws a little bit, and it'll tighten their connection between these two pieces, allowing for more friction so they won't be very loose. So yeah, there's a quick little fix I'll tell you about. Oh, more sculpted detail on the top of the neck there. Love that. Now, articulation wise, this guy has quite a bit of it actually for what he is. So the head's on a ball joint. He can look left and right. He can do a full 360. He can look up quite a fair amount. He cannot look down due to the size of his chin. You do have a little bit of head pivot, which is nice. Shoulders can do a full 360 degrees. These shoulder pads can move out of the way to accommodate for shoulder movement. He does have upper arm rotation, single jointed elbow that bends 90 degrees, and the wrists do swivel full 360 degrees. Nothing at the waist due to the gimmick, which I'll get to in a second. Legs can go forward about that far. They can only go back that much. Nice ratchet joint going out. Above the knee swivel. 90 degrees of bend there at the knee with a nice clickety-clackety ratchet joint. And the feet can pivot downwards. So he does have quite a bit of articulation. Now the gimmick still works in this mode. Basically, instead of it being that red button at the back, it's now this blue switch right here that you flick this way and the gimmick will happen. So let's just tilt him forward so you can see it. And what's cool is that it'll flip forward. Okay, it'll flip forward along with coming out of the actual truck, albeit you're left with those panels. But I don't mind the panels. They give a more mean looking, he's gonna run at you and ram you appearance. Yeah, let's just take a look at that from the side here. You can still push this red button and it'll still work, but and this one spins a lot longer than this one, which happens on every single one that I've seen. Like on YouTube, everyone has like one weapon that always spins faster than the other one, which is a little bit odd, but oh well. And then you'd probably put the gun in his hand, but the gun looks stupid, so you probably take it and put it in the box like I did. But he has the hammer, and he has two handles here and here. You put them in his hand, and now you have Ultra Magnus ready to go pound some fools. He'll be just standing here, and it'll be like, Hailstorm! Now it is a little heavy for his hand, the hammer. Like his hand will rotate with it. Let's see how far it goes. Okay, yeah, the hammer will do that. It is pretty loose in his hand too, but he can dual wield it. which is just amazing. That's how he stands on my shelf. Well, like this. You don't want to mess with a guy that has a giant hammer and 2 Gatling guns on his shoulder, now would you? But the hammer does have storage, and the storage is a little bit of an issue because, get it out of here for now. If you flip Ultra Magnus around to the back, there's a little clip right here, well, a post, that this clips onto. Now if you notice on mine, there you go, the paint has chipped off. That's because when you clip this on and take it off for the first time, it'll rub the paint right off. The paint just comes off. Now if you have white model paint around, you can spray a little bit of a base coat on there and then paint it back over. But to me it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to sell this ever because I love this thing. So the clip just goes right there, and now he has a hammer on his back. But it does store quite nicely, and it looks pretty cool from up top here. It looks like his tank is just shifted back there. But overall, this figure is amazing, and I highly, highly recommend you buy either this or the Prime version. The only difference between this and the Prime version, besides the colors and the head, is Prime has different shoulders, and on the back there's a little bit more foldy panels due to how his truck looks. But it creates a little bit more of a backpack, but this thing gets a backpack from the hammer. And it can stay fine with a hammer on the back, so the Prime will stay fine because the backpack on Prime is a lot smaller than this one with the hammer. So yeah, comparison quickly, Skydive. That's, again, if the Autobot was about up to here, then that would be in scale. Deluxe to leader to show wise. And here he is again next to a Legends. Very small. And this thing is 6 inches tall to give you an idea of how tall this guy is. So, yeah, I highly recommend you buy this thing. This thing is amazing. It's well made, it's well painted, the box looks awesome. And, yeah, both modes look awesome. The transformation is fun and simple, so it's easy for you to go from one mode to another mode. It's not as complicated as, say, this piece of garbage here. So yeah, I highly recommend you buy this thing. So that has been my look at the Transformers Prime Platinum Edition Leader Class Weaponizer / Powerizer Ultra Magnus. And I'm that toy guy, and I'm out of breath.